1 minute. No, it's me. I mean, an audio device would be good, right? And then yeah. How do I add your audio? Did I really get this far in and then not get a way to add your audio? That would be amazing. I hear your audio, which is important. They do? Amazing. Let's try this. You tell me, can you hear Dubs now?
I have the stream pulled up. I can't hear me.
I hear your audio. I hear me. Which is important.
My mic's moving in Zoom. I see that.
They do? I gotta wait for the stream to catch up because we're delayed on that. But let's try this. You tell me, can you hear Dubs now? Hey, I think we're good.
Are we?
Yeah, I think we're good.
All right.
Look, we're like this close. We're this close. Like every week we're getting like a little bit closer. Hey, look, overlay's there. We got an overlay this time. We've got intro. Like intro is like hammered out, banger song. And now we've got like,
I did enjoy the song.
And now we've got like audio for 2 people actually in this that are properly working. Hey, like look. Hey, let's go. Claps up. One day, maybe in 2026, we'll be a professional outfit. Until then, you're stuck with us donkeys. I'm Armchair. That's Dubs. If you haven't been here before, for shame. If you're not new here and you've been here forever, thanks. We appreciate it.
Appreciate you.
We have some melancholy news, I guess. Like, what do we want to call this? I never want anyone to pass, but he was a bit of a tumultuous
polarizing.
He was a polarizing character. Jim Irsay passed away, owner of the Colts.
Like 20 minutes before we went live. Yeah. Also, Pacers game 1 is tonight, and I've never seen a more obvious sacrifice in my life. Or the Tush push killed him. One of the two.
He could not handle.
He was like, I can't do another year of this.
Can't do it. Won't do another year of this. Just refuses.
Anthony Richardson was in camp for like 3 days. The Tush push passed. He was like, I'm out.
They tried it with him and they were like, never mind. Never mind. No good. Don't need to do it.
We'll be voting no on that proposal.
So sad to hear that he's passed. He is most famous, I think, for his DUI mugshot. And for being like just the most like outrageous. All NFL owners are outrageous. I don't know
They're
if you
billionaires.
Like. Can we be honest? Would you rather? I would rather a reality show about NFL owners and all of the shit they do than the like Real Housewives. Like, give me give me Bob Kraft and Jerry Jones and like R.I.P. Jim Irsay.
Just like how they did the receiver show on Netflix, but they just have it with the owners. Yeah. That, I could get down with that.
But then it's like you're at Jerry's.
Jerry Jones's fucking mega yacht.
You're on Jerry's yacht, and he's going, I've invited all the boys over for a party, and then it flashes to Bob Kraft. He's like, I don't really want to go to this party, but I feel like I have to go clear the air with Jerry. It's like that's what's gonna happen. That's what I want to see. Give me that.
That would be so good.
Give me that all day long.
Stan Kroenke walks in, and they're all like, he's just kind of an asshole. Like he's
Arthur
nice,
Blank,
but there's something about him that's just it's
Arthur Blank and Shad Khan go on safari together.
Khan. Oh my god, that would be fucking incredible.
Give me this right now. Give me this immediately.
They're at a fancy dinner, and they're like, I'm pretty sure Jim Irsay blew a line of cocaine in the bathroom before the snakes came out. Started grabbing on a waitress.
I love it. I absolutely love it. Anyway, I'm so sad to.
Behind the scenes of Robert Kraft getting a rub and tug and getting arrested in
Yeah.
Jupiter, Florida.
I think it could. I think it has
A whole
the potential.
episode
Right?
of somber music. Yeah, it could go hard.
Has
The
potential.
more we're talking about it, the more I'm selling myself on it.
Yeah,
I'm not a reality TV guy, but I could get down for that.
I mean, I'd do it. I'd think about it. I'll tell you that much. I'd have a good think
You
about
call
it.
it Jerry's World. He pays for it because he wants to be in the limelight. He's like, I'll get all
100%.
my owner friends to be part of it.
100%. It was a busy week. I'm going to force you onto the ice first. Even though we're talking a little football.
Don Sweeney
gotta
re-signed for 2 years.
Two more years of Sweeney. 2 more years of Sweeney.
Of me being out.
Why? Why would they do this? What's the purpose?
He's got like pictures, video, just all of the evidence, all of the Diddy evidence on Cam Neely, because there's no fucking way this guy he can't keep getting away with this.
But he does.
Well,
It's
they got
impressive.
the first round pick now too because the Panthers moved on. So now they're sitting back like, see, told you, and it's like it's not the point.
If you don't know what we're talking about, the Brad Marchand deal came to fruition because he played in, I think, more than 50% of the games in the playoffs. They won at least 2 rounds. So on they go. Speaking of winning rounds, Toronto Maple Leafs, stand up. Hey, great job. Great job showing up. Oh, you had one job. You had one job to do. That was it. One job was to show up and play. You're at home. You just got blown out 2 games ago, and you show up game 6 and you ball out. They played well game 6. Shut out
2-0
Florida.
victory.
Shut them out. All you had to do was that again, and they showed up at home and they gave up.
You grabbed momentum.
You had it. It was theirs for the taking. All they had to do was show up and play. And for a period, it looked like they weathered the storm. Florida came out hard in the first. Joseph Wall played well. And then all of a sudden, boom, Seth Jones, goal. And then, they immediately were like, never mind, can't win. It's 1-0 Florida. Might as well give up 5 more.
Yep. Brad Marchand should be tried for treason in the country of Canada for what he does to the Maple Leafs on a yearly basis in the month of May. It's fucking insane.
But he is Canadian.
No matter, we are out of the play. I know, that's what I'm saying. Treason.
He's from my area.
He's being tried for treason for assaulting the Toronto Maple Leafs. Just a vintage Maple Leafs performance. You lose 6-1. Inspire hope. 2-0. Everyone gets going for a game 7. Real Leafs fans knew they were fucked from the jump as soon as they were going to a game 7. But hey,
After game 5, the predominant theory was, oh no, we'll lose this in 7.
Yep.
It was hey, we're just going to lose it in 7. That's what's going to happen here. We're going to get game 6. We'll win game 6 and they'll give us hope again. And then they will blow it in game 7. And that is exactly what they do. And I think back
Their
to
heartbreak personified as a hockey team.
I think back to that Bruins series with the 3-1 comeback where they fully fell apart in the third period, which is the longest they went into a game with a lead, I think, in a game 7. They are 0 for 6 in game 7s, which is just abysmal. Mitch Marner gone. Any thoughts on where Marner should go? Because I'm going to tell you, he's not going to be this bad anywhere else. Literally anywhere else. He won't be this bad.
Go to San Jose.
I said
Go
LA.
to Chicago.
I said LA.
LA's fine too.
Go to the Kings. They were almost there
They
this year.
need a scorer. Yeah.
They were almost there this year.
They thought Dubois was going to be that guy when he walked in there. He clearly wasn't. But
Marner can score,
that's what they felt they needed when they when they made that deal a couple years ago. So if they can just plug Marner into that role.
Marner's an Apples guy, but
parties are happy.
He'll get a bunch though. He'll get you 104 points.
For sure.
If you have a guy that's giving you 90 points.
I'm not saying he has to be the 40 goal scorer guy, but he's somebody on your team is going to become one if you sign Mitch Marner.
He's not going to Toronto though. You don't see
No.
that coming back. I don't see how he can.
I think Tavares is gone too.
I don't think Tavares wants to go, and I don't think he's gone. If you
I don't
listen,
think he wants to go anywhere.
I listened to the post game wrap ups today. Post year wrap up. Sorry, the locker clean out day, which is always my favorite interviews to listen to because everybody sounds so depressed, and reporters are going in there and going, "So how you feel about next year?" And like these guys have just come off the worst loss of their year. Some of the guys are like older guys, and they're like, "I can't keep doing this," and they're like, "So you want to keep coming back? You want to do it again?"
How do you think about next year? They're like, I don't know, dude. I'm barely making it through the
like,
day. I just got my heart ripped out of my chest.
I'd really like a beer, is what I'd like.
Yeah.
How about we just
maybe 24 hours to digest? How about
maybe
that?
make a relax? How about you give me the weekend? God, John, why don't you relax? Marner's comments were all in the past tense. Everything that they asked him, Mitch, how do you feel about coming back here? And he's like, I've really enjoyed my time here. It was a great run. I wish we could have done more. All those things. And then asked about his future. He goes, I haven't even had time to sit down and talk with my wife, which is an appropriate response to that shitty question that's being asked by all the reporters. Tavares' response was, I had a really good conversation with Tree, meaning Brad Tree Living, and Coach, and, we're hoping to make something positive happen here. So, like, one of those guys wants to come back. The other one is like, you couldn't pay me enough to come back here. I don't know if you'd want to, why would you want to keep doing it? Also, shout out Austin Matthews for calling his teammates passengers with no goals. None. The one thing you're paid to do is score, and you got none. Not a one.
Well, it's because he doesn't do them he doesn't do that in the playoffs. It's a regular season.
Ty Domi's kid had more goals than Austin Matthews. At one point, I think they may have
Did he not last playoff run too?
Yeah, he did. I didn't check. But Cole Caulfield had more goals than Austin Matthews, and he was eliminated like a whole round before him. Yeah. Like his final playoff tally will be higher.
Captain America.
Yeah.
Insane.
It's Patrick Kane, by the way.
Yeah,
it was Mike Modano first. Let's be real, but.
Oh yeah, but it's Patrick. It's been Patrick Kane, and until somebody wants to usurp that man, it's going to be Patrick Kane.
Yeah.
It's just vintage Maple Leafs, and there's no team I like to drink the tears of more. Like I'm obviously having a bad time in hockey land. I'm not having fun, but if there's anybody that I would want to have no fun with me, it's the Toronto Maple Leafs. They're the Dallas Boys, heartbreak personified. You're not seeing the conference championship again, and you're still the same old Toronto Maple Leafs.
Still the same old Leafs.
Your poverty franchise. I keep seeing people talk about like these players just aren't built for the media here. They can't handle the pressure.
Soft.
That's not the problem.
Steve Dangle.
Like, yes, it is hard to play in big markets. Like the media gets on you, but if you're winning, it doesn't fucking matter because the media is going to support you and not be as brutal in your head constantly, but. Do it on the ice. They don't do it on the ice. The media is not affecting you on the ice.
Steve Dangle, shout out Dangle podcast, his Leaf Fan reviews, or Leaf Fan Reacts are some of the best videos on YouTube if you don't follow him. Mostly for the losses, let's be honest. Everybody loves the losses. I'll watch him. He thanked everyone for showing up to the one video a year that is his most watched video every year, which is the inevitable Leafs losing in the playoffs. Which, respect the game. I respect the game. He just played clips the first half of the video of all of the other playoff exits, and it's the same things over and over again. He made the comment about the pressure comment, about how fans are giving them pressure and how it's such nonsense. If you can't play in the market, I don't know what you want to do. And I don't know if I said this here or somewhere else, but there's a quote from Harrison Ford when he was asked about playing Red Hulk, and he said, the interviewer asked him if he was embarrassed about being the Red Hulk, having to dance around because it's a green screen. Obviously, he's not really the Red Hulk. And he said, "I have a secret for you. That's what the money's for. Guys, that's what the money's for. That's what you're playing, that you're being paid to play the game. You're being paid to answer the shitty questions." Connor McDavid does it all the time. All the time. Nobody ever comes back and goes, "Geez, Connor isn't playing well. He's only like," he's, first of all, he shows up in the playoffs, but nobody ever goes, "That team isn't showing up. That team's under a lot of pressure." Get out of here.
If the media and pressure are affecting you on the ice, on the field, on the court, whatever it may be, then you're not going to win anyway. There's too much going on in your head to begin with. Yeah. It's like, "Oh, I can't handle the market." It's like, no, you can't handle the pressure that comes with winning and being successful is what it is.
Yeah.
And if that's the case, then you're not, it doesn't matter where you are. It's never going to change.
Loser's mentality, 100%.
Right.
We have 2 series, one underway. Go Cats go. Holy cow, they looked unbelievable. I know, and I'm torn because I love my Carolina Hurricane friends, but they did not look like they were on equal footing last night.
They
For a
got
minute,
physically dominated last night.
For a
and
minute,
all the people on Twitter that are like, "Oh, the refs aren't calling it right." Like, you got bodied all night long, and if you're just physically outmatched, like, it doesn't matter what calls are going to come your way. You're getting bodied,
getting absolutely dog walked. They were crushed, like they were fully crushed in every facet of the game. And
Brian Marchand won a fight with the Ghost Bear. That's how physically outmatched the Carolina Hurricanes were.
I loved that part so much. Ghost Bear shot the puck at him, and
Brad immediately dropped.
He was like,
no
"Let's
second
go."
thought.
No, let's go. Brad has got, I think, 4
Ghost Bear got
misconducts.
jumped. Like, he had no fucking idea what was. He didn't think Brad was actually going to drop there.
I think Brad has 4 misconducts in the playoffs right now.
It's my fucking guy. That's my captain.
he's like, "Hey, coach, I'm going to play like most of the game, but I'm probably going to get thrown out at some point." And Paul Maurice is like, "You do you, baby boo. Let's go.
You do what you got to do.
Let's go. Give me more of that all day long."
He is just buying up beachfront property in every head of every Hurricanes player.
Well, that's what the Panthers do, is they wear you down. They get in your kitchen and they're just like, "I'm going to annoy you so much until you snap." And someone like Gostisbehere snapped in a game. Like, how do you think Seth Jarvis is going to do? How do you think that Sebastian Aho is going to do? Who also
that was the most telling
games.
for me.
They both had bad games.
Like, usually you'll see that with the Panthers, like, couple games in. It's kind of the same thing with the Leafs series, too. Like, they got chippy off the bat, and the Leafs answered in the first game or two, you know what I mean? Like, they were matching the physicality. Yeah. It was, like, it was... That's not what I saw from the Carolina Hurricanes in Game 1. And if you're not going to do that with the Panthers, it's going to be a quick series.
I want to touch on Freddie Anderson really quick. They kept talking about how great Freddie Anderson has been all playoffs. Freddie Anderson statistically was the best goalie remaining in the playoffs by the numbers. I need to remind everyone in Carolina that you played the New Jersey Devils. You played the New Jersey Devils, and then you played the corpse of the Washington Capitals. Neither of those teams...
My headset died, if you're wondering.
Neither of those teams are any good. You can't tell me that you played the Devils and the corpse of the Capitals and that your goalie is the best goalie left. I'm sorry. It doesn't work for me. You had the easiest road to this point, and now you have to face the defending champs, who, by the way, Bobrovsky remembered how to play again.
Every time in the play, like, people forget. The last few runs the Panthers have gone on, it's when Bobrovsky gets hot in the playoffs. That's kind of what jump-started this whole run for the Florida Panthers, is when Bobrovsky got hot in the playoffs against the Bruins. And they pulled Lions, and they went with Bobrovsky, and the series completely fucking flipped, and the Panthers have not looked back since. And every time we get to playoff time, Bobrovsky all of a sudden turns back into that Vezina candidate.
They're unreal. We had a moment in that game, which brings me to my first real question of the night, was what's a kicking motion? because nobody knows anymore. I don't know
The
if
fuck
anybody
is a
knows.
football move?
Well, this is the same thing that happened with the NFL with what's a catch. Remember with what's a catch? It's like, well, the ball moved a little bit, so it's not a catch. Des caught it, by the way. He did.
Des caught it.
Des absolutely caught it, and if you believe otherwise, I don't know what to tell you. This feels like that moment for the NHL. We had a kicking motion from the behind the goal line. The puck got booted in Dallas-Winnipeg last series, which, okay, you can argue that it deflected off of Hellebuck. I'm going to tell you that in the rule book it says that if it's deflected off a player, it doesn't matter. If it's a directed kicking motion, it should be no goal. That was called a goal. And then last night, was it Aho that got it? Yeah, it was Aho.
Yeah, it was Aho.
Absolutely kicked it. He like lifted his foot and like swung it.
I just retweeted the Aho one, if anyone wants to see it that didn't. And then I'm also tweeting the rules for what is a kicked goal.
Kelvin Joyner says
You'd
it's
like
inevitable.
to decipher.
It's inevitable. Stanley lives in Florida now. He's been here long enough to be a Florida man.
That's true.
I don't disagree. I don't disagree with you though. But this is the difference between a team that wants to win and a team like the Maple Leafs.
How long till the Stanley Cup ends up on Stone Stories?
6 weeks. 6 weeks. Till Matthew Tkachuk has a blackout night somewhere in in Pensacola.
One of those escaped New Orleans inmates picks up the cup.
He's going to be somewhere. It's, look, I don't understand how you can call either of those goals. They were both kicked, in my opinion. But here we are. So if you're going to the net, just sort of direct your foot and it's fine. That's fine. Kick's a kick or not.
Angle it.
Yeah. Edmonton, Dallas starts tonight. Any feelings there? Edmonton's hungry, man. They're hungry. Dallas is so good, but Edmonton is hungry.
Something about Dallas, man.
I don't disagree.
I think Mikko Rantanen is just on an ultimate fuck you tour right now.
I know, but we're forgetting about how good Connor McDavid is and Leon Draisaitl.
But I don't forget what the Oilers do in these situations year in and year out. I'm not going to say the Stars don't do the same thing, but
they beat the Stars in 6 last year.
Yep.
Like to the day yesterday was the start of the same Western Conference final. And I'm not saying that Dallas hasn't learned things. I'm just saying Edmonton has been overlooked this entire run this is when Florida went through this when they lost to Tampa. And maybe this is the same thing for Dallas because Dallas lost to Edmonton last and they have it. But like teams remember that stuff. It sticks with them. I'm hoping that for Edmonton they can figure it out because I want McDavid to get his cup. I also feel like it's his best chance. Although there is something magical about a Dallas-Florida series. LOL at Stanley Cup and the NHL's ratings because good luck, amigos. What are you going to do with a small market Texas hockey team?
NBA and NHL took a fat hit in the ratings.
And a Florida hockey team go for the Stanley Cup Finals. That'll look good. At least if Edmonton was in, you would have like most of Canada watching. Although I don't think Nielsen.
It's also McDavid and Draisaitl.
It is. There's some draw there. I think that's going to be the more entertaining series, though. Rantanen and McDavid and Draisaitl. I like it.
I think Florida. I don't want to say walks through Carolina, but kind of walks through Carolina for the Cup, and then I think the Western Conference is a bloodbath.
I never predict sweep. Never. It kind of feels like sweep is a possibility.
I don't know. I'm going to say gentlemen's. I think it's going to be 5.
I think you're probably right. You can't lose that first game at home.
I think Carolina.
No way.
Carolina will get one where they just are playing for their lives, and it's just everything on the line. But game 1 was not promising in any way for the Hurricanes. There was not one thing where I was like, well, that worked, or that looked good, or, we can build on that. It was just, was like game 7 for the Maple Leafs. It was just pure domination on the part of the Panthers.
Jonathan Welch, noted glue guy.
Shout out glue guy.
Goes to Game 7, it's Dallas. Otherwise, it's Edmonton. I don't disagree with that. I think if it goes
Tenants
the distance,
of the Snake Trail Pleasure Club.
the keeper of the club.
Door guy.
Let's talk a little bit of football. We have contracts to talk about. We've got rule changes that were not rule changes to talk about. And most importantly, Forged in Foxborough. This is how you know NFL is king. Forged in Foxborough is the Patriots' own version of like Hard Knocks. Hard Knocks, I guess, is what it's closest to. They're probably not going to go as like gritty, but they're going to show you the behind the scenes of what's happening. And the first episode is
Did not think they were going to be an hour apiece.
It's a full deal. Like, it is a like sit down and watch, like have a bevy, maybe a little puff. You're going to need some.
I thought
like,
this
time.
whole series was going to be like
shorts.
No.
Yeah. No, it's going to be
like
long.
5-6 parts, like 10-15 minutes a piece, and
No, it's a full production. First of all, media crew crushed, absolutely crushed on it. I am in it for about like 3 seconds. It's the top of my head only, in the back of in the Vrabel presser at the
dome
combine.
piece is in there though.
Yeah.
It's got the screenshot if you need proof.
I got it. It's there. I see Jeremy's mulleted head in there. It's all good.
Scalp comparisons. I'm sure that was probably your giveaway, right? You're like, there's the mullet. Okay, I gotta be right there.
That's what it was, because he and I were standing side by side, and I knew we were at the back of the room when he was giving it. Well, I mean, we were about midway. We were in the like front of the scrum, but those NFL cameras are literally everywhere when you're at those events, so you never know who's capturing what for what. It was an adventure. They talked about they showed the hiring of Vrabel. They showed the scouting process from the Senior Bowl to the Combine, and then they showed every pick in the draft, how they go through the draft. So they spent the entire time in the draft room, and then they're going to talk next episode. They're going to do some like OTAs and like getting the guys into work and like introducing everybody. They spent a lot of time on Will Campbell in this one and Stephon Diggs. I
need Ford Will Campbell commercials, fucking ASAP, lawnmowers, fucking trucks,
F-150s. Give me everything.
Every like redneck commercial that gets played on Cabela's, fucking Bass Pro Shop, all of them.
There's got to be like a premiere. Like, I need Will Campbell like a Dunkin' biscuit meal. Like, where's that? Where's that? That's what we need
to push the fuck out of this guy.
We need that. We need
like when
Will Campbell with Matt Damon
comes in, somebody debuts, and you're like, we got to push him to the fucking moon. That's what we got to do with Will Campbell.
It's Will Campbell and like Ben Affleck and Matt Damon are going to be doing like a Dunkin' commercial with like a biscuit meal.
In the last 24 hours, I've seen posts of Morgan Moses working with Will Campbell and Millen Williams working with Will Campbell. Morgan Moses, by the way, like I've always known he's like a big dude. Holy fucking shit.
Really big dude.
The definition of a brick shit house. That is a mountain of a man.
Yeah, he's real big.
Crazy. I haven't watched any of Forged in Foxborough yet. I plan to. I'm probably going to watch at least the first. I'm going to watch the first episode tomorrow, probably. I might wait for the second one to come out.
No, don't wait for this. Don't do it. I'm telling you right now, don't do it. I just want to point out, 4 days ago it launched and it had over 400,000 views. The Patriots YouTube has 296,000 subscribers. So more people are watching this than are subscribed to that channel. It also means that the NFL is king in a time when there is literally nothing on the go. What are we doing? OTAs? Cut downs?
Yep. And it's still dominating the media cycle.
100%.
We're in the middle of conference championships. Viewership's down like 25% each.
Yeah. NHL's down. Shea Gilgeous-Alexander
Patriots YouTube's up 25% at the same fucking time.
Shea wins MVP. You've got the Pacers and the Knicks.
Which was leaked, by the way. That hasn't even happened yet.
I think it's official now. But yeah.
Is it now? Okay. Yeah. Shams tweeted it a bit early.
Joyner says that Will Campbell needs to do a Bojangles commercial. He said he doesn't know if we have them up this way, but...
They don't, but all of them. Anything.
Just give it to me. Whatever
Denny's.
we can get.
Give me a
Denny's.
Will Campbell Denny's meal.
Yeah.
I'm all for it.
Like a Sonic. Anything.
Yeah, anything. I've never had Sonic, but it's just because I live in the woods.
So does Will Campbell.
Yeah, Will Campbell's gonna spend a lot of time in the woods up here, but he has to. When he got here, he's like, "There's trees. I don't think there'd be trees here." He's like, "What?"
It's not that we're not in the city, man. Foxborough is not the city.
Not at all.
It's not downtown. It's not the red monster. Not the green monster. It's not any monster.
But there's the clear definition between Gerard Mayo and Mike Vrabel. Like,
I want to run through a wall.
it's everything that, like, you even just the production of notch with Vrabel as opposed to Mayo.
He's the best. He's fun to watch.
Yeah, he is. I'm ready to run through a wall for him. We've played no games. I'm so confident in this team.
Every single time he talks. Every time he
the
talks.
The huddle. Drake May was the man in the middle with everyone in camps back to back. Like this is a new era of Patriots football, and I could not be more excited. We're like 9.5 over for win totals this year.
Welch wants to know if we're going to do some win total predictions. Probably not tonight, but we
not tonight, but we totally can. I can do that next week.
Yeah, that can be our next week. We go over unders.
I was looking at them before last week's show, and then we didn't get to the revenge games and shit. I was like, we're not going to get to this week.
Yeah, here's the thing. We've been trying to make this work this way. This is like even a miracle that we're at this point. Because I spent like literal hours trying to figure out how to make this shit happen.
I wasn't sure if we were even going live. I didn't hear from Armchair all day, and then like 5 minutes before showtime, he was like, "Join this link." I was like, "Whoa, okay, all right, I'm ready to go." But...
I got delayed putting my daughter to sleep, but yeah. It was like, look, it was not ideal, but we knew we were going to.
Man's been in the lab.
We have been cooking, just trying to cook. Let's get to contracts before we get to Tush Push. So we had what are the 49ers doing? Can somebody explain to me?
Yeah, speaking of
they're shopping,
grinding, being in the lab. I did a live last week immediately after the Brock Purdy contract. Like, I don't know what the 49ers are doing right now. They shipped everyone out. It looked everything pointed towards a rebuild, and we're going to shift this thing towards the future. And now all of a sudden, right before camp, they're giving out a contract to George Kittle and huge money to Brock Purdy and big money to Fred Warner. So it's like, I get, keeping your cornerstone key pieces, but this just seems like two different, like it was like two different front offices were running the offseason for the 49ers. It's like they got to the draft, had a shit draft, and went, let's pivot. This isn't working how we thought it would.
So I don't mind Fred Warner's deal on its own. I think that's fine.
Oh, he's probably the best linebacker in the league.
Totally, and I don't disagree with that. The problem is you did Warner after you did Brock Purdy. And you did Brock Purdy in a way that handicaps you that totally handcuffs you, right? You're like, you've put yourself in a position where if Purdy doesn't succeed the way that he has, and he only has when he's had like his full complement of weapons. I need to point that out. He's not been great when he hasn't had Debo and Ayuk and Kittle and Juwan Jennings and
That's
CMC.
What gets me.
So like there must be an immense faith in CMC coming back full strength and Ayuk.
An immense Ayuk, right. Like this,
Debo's gone,
we saw what happened last year without any of the weapons and the targets. That's why you picked who you picked in the draft. That's why, apparently. It's Juwan Jennings, it's a broken-legged Brandon Ayuk, Ricky Pearsall, and fucking who knows.
I don't like that at all.
No, and like obviously George Kittle and Fred Warner are like the best at their positions in the league. So I'm never gonna like. Obviously, you want those guys on your team, in your room, whatever. I'm not gonna fault you for signing franchise guys. But when Brock Purdy just showed you exactly what quarterback he was for an entire season of football, when he doesn't have the weapons necessary for him to compete, why are you going to sign up for more of that? You traded off Debo. Like, it's nothing you did said that you were paying Brock Purdy. Nothing you did. This whole offseason was like, yeah, actually, we are going to commit to Brock Purdy. And then in the final hour, right before the season started, You're like, oh, actually, no, he is worth that money.
You can't be
He's
half
not.
pregnant.
It's a mid-win quarterback.
They're half pregnant here, is what they are. They're like,
Yeah.
we're gonna rebuild, and it's like, are you sure you're gonna rebuild, or are you committing to a quarterback who is average? He's not a bad, like, Brock's not a bad quarterback,
No,
but
he's fine.
he's not Josh Allen.
But he's not. No, this is what I said on my
He's not
live the
Lamar
other day. I was
Jackson.
like, he's not Josh Allen. He's not Lamar Jackson. He's not
He's not Joe
Justin
Burrow.
Herbert.
He's not
No,
Herbert.
like what? You're not a quarterback that changes a franchise. Do you make the people around you better, or do the people around you make you better? That's the difference between a franchise guy and a solid quarterback.
Well,
That's
says
why
Ayuk isn't ready for week 1 either.
no, he won't be.
Oh, brutal. That's so bad.
Like I don't get what they're doing. It was like they punted an off season when they have Arch Manning coming out of college. Like none of it makes sense to me. And you know how I feel about Shanahan. Like it's just typical 49ers, typical Shanahan.
They'll win some
Everyone's
games.
gonna get hurt by week 8, and they're gonna pick in the top 10 in the draft again and go, "Fuck, why'd we sign Purdy?" And then his value is gonna be dead because now you have this contract tied to him, and you just saw for 2 years in a row why he's not the guy to be getting that contract. I always think back to the Ravens game on primetime. The 49ers were at an all-time high. Everyone's healthy. Everything's clicking. And then Brock Purdy, not the Niners, Brock Purdy went out there and shit the bed against an actually good defense in primetime and got fucking exposed. And honestly, they haven't looked the same since then.
Joyner says, do they plan on using blood magic to keep CMC healthy? Because modern medicine hasn't gotten it done so far. I mean,
mechanical ACLs. That's what we're getting.
Yeah, it's
Everyone's gonna
the
be
AI
happy to enjoy
ACL.
That's how every AIs take over and everything's fucked. Is like these athletes with all these mega millions are like, I can get back on the court in 2 months if I get a robot Achilles, and then Jason Tatum comes back and he has no emotion.
Till it's taken over
Like,
by.
what happened to Jason Tatum?
He's taken over
He
by
got
Skynet.
shipped by the Russians.
It's nothing but Skynet. It's Terminator all over again.
Yeah, for real.
What's happening here?
We have 17 Terminators running around, and they're all 6'10", yoked and have
Yeah.
robot Achilles.
Can't tear an Achilles if it's not real.
Yeah.
That's yuck.
Every joint in my body's hydraulic, and I'm the perfect athlete.
I hate the deal for the Niners, and
Awful.
I think everybody in that division felt real good about it because
It put a bow on a very confusing and underwhelming offseason.
Yes, and we don't know what we're doing, is what it says.
Yep.
This happened to our team right after Brady left. They're like, I don't know, Cam Newton, and we're like, well, we've never run the ball at the quarter. What are we talking about? And
We're going to change it completely.
It happens. Every team goes through this where you're at the top of the mountain. I mean, Jeremy said it today. Jeremy said it on the show today. You get to the top, but you're not going to be there forever. You're not going to be the best forever. And San Francisco has to, come to terms with maybe they should have rebuilt.
They had their chances at Super Bowls. How many times were they in the conference championship? How many times were they in the Super Bowl? How many times were they derailed right at the end by injuries?
Yeah.
Their teams have windows.
Theirs is shut. In my opinion, it's shut.
They just slammed it shut, bolted it, fucking nailed it down. They did everything they could to shut
They're
that
not.
window.
They're not going to beat it. There are like. I don't love them. Out of the NFC, I don't love them at all. I don't love them out of their division.
Congratulations, you have a worse Derek Carr at quarterback for even more money.
Speaking of things that are inevitable, the Tush push.
The Tush push.
The brotherly
I'm pretty
shove.
sure it killed Jim Irsay earlier today.
It was a blood sacrifice.
Yeah.
He
It was
said,
the
I couldn't do
Pacers
it
or it
one
was
more
the Tush
year.
push?
I can't do this one more
No,
year.
I can't do it again.
He was done.
You can't keep getting away with this. Fitting that the vote was 22-10, which is exactly what the score of the Eagles-Packers game was. Packers are the ones who proposed it. That's just poetry right there. Also, shout out to the Eagles because, it's not a good, the Shane Gillis thing where he's like, it's not a good look. Women don't respect it. I like it. It's like, how petty the Eagles just got was that to a T. It's like, No, kind of petty, but fuck. A 26-minute compilation of the Tush Push immediately following the decision that it's not
That's
going to be banned for the year
that's good. That's good. That's quality
it's good.
content.
It's good.
This is my favorite kind of content. This is the content where the team is like, and you know what? They're going to have 400 something thousand views in 4 days because everybody hates it. It's going to be nothing but
Yeah.
rage bait comments with people going, this should have been banned. This is illegal.
Yep.
I just want to point out, and I know that people say things about like, what if the quarterback gets
Patriots didn't ban it, by the way.
what
Gonna
if
have a little Drake May mash on the
Did
goal
you-
line armchair?
did you hear what Vrabel said?
No, I didn't.
Oh, the Vrabel! I gotta pull the Vrabel quote up.
Yeah, pull that up.
Oh, the
I'm
Vrabel quote.
when I saw that we didn't deny it. I think Baltimore didn't. There's a couple others that I know Schefter put in a tweet, but yeah, when I saw that, I was like, Mike Vrabel has evil plans for Drake May at the goal line.
His
Also, just get a bunch
Oh,
of fucking massive dudes, like that guy from Florida that the Bucks drafted, Watson. Is that his
Yeah.
name?
Yeah, I
Desmond
think
Watson.
so.
Like, get a bunch of those dudes, and if you run it to the outside, fuck, you got me. Like, at least I tried. I got the dude from Game of Thrones. I got the guy that just got drafted to the Bucks, and I've got like some who's that the 7 whatever kid from the South Taco Fall. I get Taco Fall out
you
there.
can talk. Mike Vrabel on the tush push. I mean, Lamar Jackson shouldn't be able to run with the football anymore. How about making that a rule? That's tough to defend. I
love Vrabel, dude.
I don't disagree with him at all. I think that my
Every
issue.
time I
so
hear him talk, I just love him even more.
I think I look at it and I go, for ages and ages and ages, one team was really good at the quarterback sneak, and it was the Patriots. Tom Brady had like an unbelievable record at quarterback sneak over anybody else. The Buccaneers benefited from it as well.
The
when he
only
was a
time we
Buccaneer.
would go for it on 4th down is if it was 4th and inches and it was automatic.
And people will say, well, it's not the same. That's different. But it's not. It's the same. And I understand you're saying, I don't want him pushed from behind. It's the setup. It's like this guy can get hurt. If he wants to get hurt, let him get hurt. I'm fine. Defend it. Just stop it. Just stop it. It accounted for. I heard this on Around the Horn, by the way, last episode this Friday of Around the Horn ever.
Sad.
I want like a few minutes before our Stone Stories here to give you my Around the Horn story, but 0.28, not even a full percentage point of the plays run in the NFL last year were the tush push or variations of it. It's less than 1%. We're really worried about this. You want to stop it, stop it. Do what the Commanders did.
That's my only
can
gripe
stop
with it is the Commanders should have been allowed to do what they were doing. The fact that they
Yes.
were going to give a score to the Eagles is fucking bullshit. And that's the angriest I've ever been with the tush push. Other than that,
Do not
I've always
disagree.
been in the same camp where you stop it. Like if every so on, like in the NFL, any sport really, something comes along where it's new, it's innovative, and it's fucking working at a great clip, and then all of a sudden it gets imitated by everybody, and then somebody finds out how to stop it, and then that gets imitated. We're just in the middle of that whole process.
Hey, do you remember when the Wildcat was really popular in the NFL
Exactly.
for like 26
Thank you.
minutes?
I was trying to think of an example off the top of my head, and I couldn't. I was like, I hope Armchair is going to toss one out.
The
Exactly my point.
Wildcat happened. It killed the Patriots
Yep.
that time, and that's why I
Killed.
remember it.
Ronnie Brown and Ricky Williams torched us.
Absolutely destroyed. Like in an
They had
embarrassing
Cleo
level.
Lemon at quarterback, and they torched us.
It didn't matter. Didn't matter what you did. They couldn't defend it. And for like 3 weeks straight, people ran different variations of the Wildcat. And then you know what happened? They were like, oh, yeah, we figured it out. The NFL just needs time to catch up and figure this out. And I get that Jalen Hurts is like a physically a great quarterback that can do this.
For all we know, half the teams that approved it already figured out how to stop it, and they're like, well, I don't give a fuck if they run it. Go for it.
Go for
Like,
it. Have at it.
I was just saying jokingly to people, like, just stack as many people, as many big dudes as you can up in the front, and if
Maybe that's
they
the
run
answer.
to the outside, fuck it, they beat me.
Maybe that's the answer.
At least I didn't get tush pushed.
Maybe we need a fake tush push to like back people off. I want to see a
Eagles
statue.
Have it. They've run it a couple times.
Statue of Liberty play. Like
they've faked it a lot, running the fake tush push.
They also have failed at it. You want to make them fail? Here's an idea. Don't let them get to like 4th and 1.
That's the other thing.
Make it 4th and long.
It's not like they're using it and getting 4 yards a carry and just getting first down after first down after first down. Like you said with the usage rate of how often it occurs, like that's just it. Yeah. It's not enough to be banned. And the wording that the Packers sent to the league
would have ruined other plays.
Oh, it was so fucked. Like, if you wanted it banned, have a better proposal to get it banned. Because that was fucking half-assed at best.
Yeah. Before we get to Stone Stories...
NFL Protector of the Year?
Yeah, let's do it.
All for an offensive lineman award being given out. I think they've long needed one. And
Actually,
I like that
Campbell.
It's literally just like the MVP of linemen. Like, that's fucking sick. And I think they're going to dog it out to try to get that award. It needs to be sponsored by like Trojan, Magnum, or some sort like Flex Seal, some sort of like sealant. Just there are so many opportunities for like the Magnum Condoms Protector of the Year, Will Campbell. Just a truckload of condoms for the big man.
It's the Willie Mays Award, and make it the pitch man, not the baseball player.
Yeah.
Let's
I
go.
Love it.
Also,
fucking love it.
Flag football. Want to talk flag football for a minute?
Yeah, I do. Every single person that plays flag football today is probably blacked out drunk at this point. They're just like, well, there goes my Olympic glory.
But I got a question for you. So this is like, because this came up for me when I was looking at the rules around the NFL players. Did the NFL prove one player per team can go to the Olympics? Is that it?
I don't know the answer to that. If that's true, I thought they just allowed everybody to participate if they'd like.
No, I think it's one player per team. And my issue with that is, so you have...
that's fine. I can build a roster with it.
The Americans can, yes. But like, what about people? What if there are players from other countries on that team? So I'm looking at Canada.
That should only be... Yeah,
I'm looking at
that should only be allowed for the U.S., to be honest.
I mean, I'd like... It's
that should be our handicap.
Well, and that's fine because there's plenty. Also, there's got to be some flag football guys who are like still there, and I think that I don't think that quarterback is what the U.S. flag football team needs. I think it needs wide receivers though. I think you need Jettis, and I think you need like
Jettis, Chase, and Tyreek Hill, and you're not stopping me.
I don't even know if it's Tyreek Hill, but it's someone like that. You want someone shifty. Jameer Gibbs in the backfield, maybe.
Yeah.
Like someone super shifty. Like super
I think
super
just
shifty.
for optics and for America, I don't even care. Like, I don't care if he plays the whole time or what. Tom Brady needs to go start at quarterback for the USA and the Olympics.
For the optics for America, you need Jason Kelce to come out of retirement just to be the coach of this team.
Yeah. And Tom Brady...
Sponsored by Garage Beer. And...
Taco Bell and Garage Beer.
Give it to me. That's what I want.
The worst shit you'll ever take.
This is for LA.
Also,
right?
the USA Brady jerseys.
I know. It's
the closest we'll get to see him suit up for the Patriots again.
Yeah. I think it's going to be fun. I don't think that we're going to get as much nonsense as we want. I'm curious to see. Canada has a lot of like defenders, like Benjamin St. Just and I can't think.
Great, a fourth-string corner that's going to get absolutely sex crimed by any
receiver.
This
is the problem. There's not a ton of receivers. Like Chuba Hubbard, I guess, would be our running back. It's going to be a bunch
Canadian? I didn't even know that.
Yeah. There's going to be one of the Browns.
French.
Chase Brown is also, him and his brother are also Canadian. There's going to be some guys that you guys are like, absolutely, you're like, what do you mean you're Canadian? It's like, I've been telling you the whole time. It's like, I've been eating poutine and bagged milk over here for a month. Like, how have you guys not noticed? I think that there's going to be some. I think they'll probably look at the CFL. Will probably let some of their guys go. Those guys are also athletes. They're like track stars. If you ever watch the CFL, which most people don't, and I know they don't, I'm not asking you to go look at some highlights for a minute. They don't start standing still. Like it's a running start for the offense. So like as the play is called, the quarterback gives one of these. Like one of the like let's goes, and like everybody runs to the line, and as they hit the line of scrimmage, the ball is snapped, and everyone goes. So like I can only imagine the play action and the motion you'd see from like a Milt Stegall or like a Nathan Rourke. It'll be interesting to see. I'm curious to see how it all goes. We got a few minutes before we got to get out of here. I want to talk about a couple. I want to talk about Around the Horn for 1 second. As a Canadian, speaking of Canadistan, where I'm from right now, we don't have ESPN here.
Careful. You don't want to stand at the end of that. The U.S. is going to get real fucking antsy.
Listen, the last time America tried to invade, we set your White House on fire. So, like, let's just remember.
It would be mutual destruction, but we would be assured that there would be oil somewhere up there.
It's in the sands in Alberta. You'd steal Connor McDavid. We don't have ESPN up here. We have TSM, which is a sort of spin-off, and eventually started airing similar programming. Like they have the rights to SportsCenter, and they do all of that kind of stuff. But it was never the same guys. I didn't grow up with Stuart Scott and like all those other guys doing SportsCenter. I didn't get that benefit that everybody else got, that I was friends with, that I became friends with later on in life. Especially all of my American amigos. Everybody that I had was like Jay Onright and stuff. And those guys went down to the States for a bit and came back up, and, you know, Dan O'Toole, and they did a thing there for a bit. The one thing that tied it all together was every day TSN would play Around the Horn and PTI. So I got firsthand experience of seeing what American sports was really all about, from Jackie McMullen and Tony Reale and all of the reporters that went all over the place, Wilbon and Woody and all the, like, Bill Plaschke, all the old hats that have been around for 100, Bob Ryan, and whatever's left of him, he's still kicking around. Like, all those guys existed, and I'm sad to see that show go. I know a lot of people were like, it's too woke. I don't care. I just want to see dumb takes by bad reporters on TV. If you're going to give me the Stephen A's of the world, I would much rather have Around the Horn, where you could put whoever you want on it. Also, Reale is a treasure, and much appreciate. He followed us for a bit there.
Shout out Stat Boy.
Yeah.
Around the Horn always like makes me think of my grandfather. I was very close with him growing up, and that was something we watched every single day when I was a kid, was Around the Horn. I used to go to bed super dumb early, but it was like right back to back. We watched Around the Horn, PTI, a little bit of SportsCenter, maybe the start of the Red Sox game, and then it was off to bed. But yeah, it's very fond memories of the show. It's sad to see it go.
What do you got for us before we get to a Stone Stories and out of here?
I got a couple of random things. I know we were just talking about the Olympics. I think we've talked about it on the show maybe before, but the enhanced games, which I understand it's dumb, but I've always been a proponent of it. I want it. I want to just see the limits of a human body. How fast is the roided up version of the 100-meter dash? Like, I want it all. I want to see a roided up home run derby. You just give me, I mean, obviously he's old now, but if you could get me peak Barry Bonds, McGuire, and so just juice to the gills doing a home run derby, oh my God, I would be so fucking in. That's set for May of 2026, so we'll see if we get Firefested and what we actually get out of it, but I'm excited.
I like that Firefest is now a verb. That's phenomenal.
If it
happened twice. It's happened twice.
Really?
He did it again. He had to refund
I knew
people.
he was on Tosh's show probably last year. It was like right when Tosh was putting out his podcast for the first time, and he had Billy McFarland on, and he was like, "Would you do it again?" He was like, "Yeah, I am."
Yeah, he did. He started getting it together, and he had to stop and already issued refunds. He couldn't. He said it's not going to go ahead, which I guess is better than having people show up and not be a thing. But like,
I just love the imagery of him like going to jail and for that, and then just sitting in jail and being like, if I did it in like Aruba, it'd be a fucking hit. Like, I've seen a better island.
Yes, that was the problem. The island, for sure.
Hilarious. Also, sad news, but dark humor, funny imagery. The that boat that crashed in the Brooklyn Bridge.
Yeah.
You see that?
Yeah.
Crazy shit. But I first thought from it was the captain of said vessel, as a fellow pirate myself. At what point did you realize you weren't clearing it? And did you were you like, is it even worth relaying the message to the people up top in the rigging? Or is it just like you're just sitting there like, nope, I'm lighting a cigarette. We're fucked. It's the last time I drive a boat. Absolutely insane. I hope people are okay from that, but fuck, man. Like, how do you let that happen? Clearly, you were not making it under that bridge. But anyway, I digress. Last bit of sports things I had. Kimi Antonelli, Mercedes driver.
Yeah.
I just found out today that he's been banned in iRacing in voice chat for like 4 years. He would have been 13 or 14 at that time. It's just super funny. I would love to know what he said to get him banned in iRacing. But if that's the type of shit we can expect, I'll him, Yuki. It's gonna be must
give me that all day long.
Yeah,
straight to the veins. Yeah.
Last but not least, we got Stone Stories. You have a choose your own adventure tonight. Would you like to go to Florida? Or would you like to go to California?
I'm gonna go to California because we go to Florida so often.
I kind of thought you were gonna do that. I was like, the obvious choice is Florida because we have so many from there. But I figured California was.
Florida's a hit. But this is like sometimes you.
This is a very Florida story in California.
I love that for us.
During a major North California drug bust last week, authorities discovered a baby spider monkey and 2 rattlesnakes, along with the large drug bust. The discovery came after deputies from the Solano County Sheriff's Office pulled over a car in Vallejo on May 6th, the Sheriff's Office said in a news release. Deputies found half a pound of methamphetamine, or about $26,000 worth in the car. Inflation, like I can sell that for more than that. Don't tell me what my meth is worth, first of all. A 50-year-old man was subsequently arrested after the traffic stop, the sheriff's office said. The following day, detectives searched the man's home in Vallejo because the large amount of meth was enough to prompt concerns about the drug possibly being sold. I would hope. Guys, $26,000 worth of meth would be a little bit hard to, chalk that up to.
You're not going to sell this, are you?
This is for personal use, brother. What do you mean? Bundles of cash sticking out of my glove compartment of my shitty car. I assume it's like a Mercury or something.
It's a Toyota Tercel.
Guy nailed it. Paint's chipping.
Yeah.
The following day, detectives searched the man's home. As I said, this is enough to prompt concerns. That is a tremendous amount of meth to have in a car, and that obviously generates what's called a rollover search warrant. Officer Hawkins said. During the subsequent search of the man's home, detectives found the baby spider monkey and 2 rattlesnakes. Count them, 2! 2 rattlesnakes. One rattlesnake got lonely. He's like, I gotta get it a friend. They also found one more pound of methamphetamine and more than $2,000 in cash, also for personal use, I'm sure. The man is facing several charges, including possession of a controlled substance for sale and possession of exotic animals, the sheriff's office said. Pretty drubbed up charges. He clearly said that was for personal use, not for sale. The animals removed the animals from the home, and the spider monkey was turned over to the Oakland Zoo. They posted a bunch of cute pictures and videos of them feeding the monkey and taking care of it. Love it. Hope the monkey's in good hands. What is it with drug addicts that they're like, I need exotic pets? There's no quicker way for cops and, people that would be concerned to get called to your house than be like, yeah, my neighbor's got a fucking tiger in the backyard. And we're like, okay, well, he's on drugs. He's on them or selling them or probably both.
This is what
I don't understand the fascination.
You smoke a little grass and you want some chips, maybe a pizza, some burger, and you just want to sit down and like hang out. But when you're on the meth, someone goes, you know what's cool? Dragons. And then someone says, you know what's even cooler? Komodo
Chasing
dragons.
one now.
And then they're like, let's get one. And they're like, where are they? And they're like, the zoo. And then they
Can't
want
own
to steal
Komodo
it.
dragons. They eat too much meat.
They eat
They
too
eat
much
like half.
meat.
They eat like half their body weight in meat every single day. It's insane.
Yeah, it's phenomenal. They're phenomenal animals. But what I'm saying
They're
is, this is what happens. Someone's like, you know what animal's badass? And they go, what? And they're
Yeah.
like, spider monkey. And you're like,
It's this
what?
conversation we almost got derailed into the conversation that starts your exotic animal collection.
what
Okay,
happens.
I see how it happens.
Yeah, that's how it happens. Did you do that well on meth? Game
Yeah,
over.
exactly. That's
Game over.
it was the thought in my head was like,
You
you
have
know what? Even if I was
$26,000.
drinking, I'd probably be like, it's gonna drag it, aren't you?
You have $26,000 of personal use cashish. You're
Put a
going to
little
spend
red
it on
beer mug on a little coat, put it on him.
We'll get a
Leash.
he needs an outfit. Get him a Patriots jersey. We'll be
Clearly
set.
needs an outfit. It'll be
set.
Gucci.
There once
Probably
was
the best.
there once was a like a third division soccer team. I forget in which country that had like a baby tiger. I want to say it was somewhere in South America. They had a tiger. Like they were all released from the zoo, and this guy like kept it. He brought him to all the games. He became like their mascot.
Imagine being like an American soccer player who's like burned out. He's like, I've lost all my chances. He's playing in Bangladesh, just like, you know, some burned out NBA player would be right now. You show up to practice completely hungover, 6 prostitutes in your shitty little bungalow, and your coach rolls up to practice with a baby tiger on a chain. You're like, I need to reassess.
On a gold chain.
I had 1,000 wake up calls, but this is the most prevalent.
All right. Hey, we started almost on time.
Welch said I'll never be able to financially recover from this.
No,
if we
you
can
won't.
figure out, next step is getting my soundboard being able to be heard, because I have that on there.
Hey, we're working on it one day at a time. For Dubs, I'm